Here's my audience. Okay. With the ice caps melting and animals such as polar bears being evacuated from their homes, global warming is a serious issue that needs to be discussed. In this speech, I will tell you why global warming is a problem and one solution we can adopt to solve this issue. In an article published in the Review of Policy Research, the author said the evidence of global warming is evident. This evidence includes fast melting glaciers and ice sheets, rising sea levels, the earlier bloom of plants, the destruction of animal habitats, and the interruption of migratory bird patterns. In a New York Times column by Alan Riley, he stated that worldwide carbon dioxide emissions from burning fossil fuels reached a record high of 31.6 gigatons last year. Once released into the atmosphere, carbon dioxide can stay there for as long as 100 years. Because of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, the Earth has become a virtual greenhouse. As of September this year, there are about 1 quadrillion metric tons of carbon dioxide locked in Earth's sedimentary shell in one form or another. So far, we have only burned 1/20th of 1% of this organic carbon. Scientists have determined that the Earth is getting warmer over land, at the poles, in the winter, and more at night. Without change in our habits, the planet may warm by about 9 degrees Fahrenheit depending on how the clouds respond. This is about the difference between the average climate of Boston and a city in Atlanta. The tropics will be most affected by this temperature increase, as those areas are already hot and cannot produce as many crops. With the increase, there will be fewer opportunities for plant growth. But global warming does not just affect land creatures, though. When carbon dioxide reacts with seawater, it becomes carbonic acid. In high enough concentrations, this acid can cause the shells and skeletons of marine organisms to dissolve. Sea levels are also rising because of climate change for 2 reasons. The first is because water acts like a mercury in a thermometer. The higher the temperature, the higher the level. The second reason is because of ice caps melting, which makes the sea levels rise. While scientists can argue that this is a growing problem, the average person doesn't always come to that same consensus. A different column published in the New York Times explained this problem using the words of Robert Gifford, a psychologist at the University of Victoria in British Columbia. Gifford says our day-to-day stresses, or dragons of inactions, prevent us from worrying about bigger picture dangers. We tend to block out complex problems that lack simple solutions, such as global warming. Another problem is the immediate gratification mindset so many of us have nowadays. The solution to global warming will not fix the problem overnight. It will take decades. When it comes to solutions, people have already been making small changes. You can now find energy-efficient light bulbs at hardware stores and grocery stores. At Rutgers University, they changed their printer settings to double-sided. This saved more than 7 million sheets of paper in one semester in 2007. While these changes make progress, they are not big enough to eventually fix the problem at hand. One solution that the United States can adopt is by using shale gas. Shale is a layer in the earth formed by millions of years of heat and pressure from dead algae that has mixed with mud. In 2009, drilling companies developed a technique called hydraulic fracturing, which injects water at a high pressure into wells to shatter rocks deep underground. This helps to release trapped gas. This method allows the shale to produce at a rate of about 4 orders of magnitude higher than conventional wells, the previous method for obtaining gas. In April of last year, the Potential Gas Committee released a report that predicted that America has a 100-year supply of shale gas. This would give the U.S. a huge chunk of time to develop other solutions to further lower our output of carbon dioxide. Because burning gas produces about half as much carbon dioxide as burning coal, this solution is obviously the right choice. But we can't stop there. If larger countries like China and India adopted this solution, we would begin to make the global warming situation better for the whole planet. The State Department has made progress by launching a global shale gas initiative, which shares these methods for obtaining natural gas. We have the resources and technology, now we need to simply educate the world with our knowledge in order to solve the problem at hand. In conclusion, Using the large supply of shale gas that the U.S. has, instead of burning coal, will start the world in the right direction toward renewable energy and efficiency. Before we begin to adopt the solution, though, we need to communicate to the world why global warming is a problem. In a New York Times column, Beth Gardner left her readers with some advice. Simply presenting climate science more clearly is unlikely to change attitudes, but a better understanding of our mind's strange workings may help save us from ourselves.